Alright, Shalom. Double honors to the apostles of GMS, right? And honest you brothers will be pushing this truth in sincerity. Alright, and you know what? Sometimes the job is easy, alright? Namely matching up the prophecies with what's happening in current news and so on and so forth. We got a situation out here in Nepal. And I'm not gonna get, like I said, this is gonna be a nice quick one. We're gonna get into the intricacies of the article and what happened and why it happened and who instigated it. Right, ultimately it's the Most High. It could have been the so-called white man. We don't know what opportunity Esau's done seen in Nepal and all of that. It could have been the Most High, but all you need to know is this is the time of the end. This is the time when the Most High is gonna start wiping out 10,000 people have been wiped off of the face of the earth in what in a week. God damn! And people always fail to quantify the long-term effects. All right, because what you're gonna have here is a breakdown of the infrastructure. The breakdown of the infrastructure. There ain't no hospitals. There ain't no roads for food to get to and fro. All right. There ain't no means for any doctor to move about. Alright? Right? There's no safe, clean drinking water because the earthquakes breaks all of that safe, clean drinking water. Alright? That means to say diseases is going to run rampant. Alright, so if 10,000 people drop dead, you got to factor in that breakdown of infrastructure, and usually it ends up being 50,000. Because we're in the first weeks of this, alright? Now we're going to find out, man. This is all prophesied within the scriptures. If you didn't know, it's already in the scriptures. Alright, and we can find out about what's going to happen in the time when the Lord was finna to come back. And it says here in the book of Mark, the 13th chapter and the 8th verse, for nation shall rise up against nation. I'm going to stop there. Because right now, you got it to where these different nations, namely the nation of the United States, the nation of Russia, they're at the precipice of World War III. That's why you're seeing things like this happening. Alright, we're at the precipice of World War III. Alright. And I'm pretty sure if you read into this article and you're gonna find out Esau maybe played a part in it. Alright. But there's no, I don't see at the moment, I don't see what he would gain in so doing. So ultimately it's an act of the Most High. Going back into what the precept's gonna say here, but going back onto the point, we're in a state of we're at the precipice of war between America and Russia. And that's where this key part within this prophecy comes into play. All right, and I've been putting, Lord's will, prophets have been putting up videos all over the world, man. All right, speaking about them nations arising against nations. It says kingdom against kingdoms, and it says they shall be earthquakes in divers places. And then just talking about where Jake is situated. You got some Jakes over there, got some Israelite, clear Israelites that were in from the land of Paul and all of that, man. But for the most part, them are just heathens, man. Alright? For the most part, these are heathens. Not too worried about these people, man. Most of it is, when you read the book of Isaiah, the 40th chapter and the 15th verse, most of it said there's a drop in a bucket, man. Right? He taketh up the isles as a very little thing. That is significant. Now, is Jake going to be among them? Or, of course, pursuant to the prophecy in the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, and I believe it's the 54th verse? Might be the 54th verse. Right? When it says, I shall scatter thee, right, among all nations. Alright? And unto us belongeth the confusion of faces in the book of Daniel, the 9th chapter, and the 7th verse, man. Alright? But ultimately, them are heathens. For the most part. Alright? And that all goes back into what it says here in the prophecy. There shall be earthquakes in divers places, and there shall be famine. Oi, what do you think is going to happen as a result of that? Alright, and that's coming to a cinema near you. Alright, you're gonna have to live out this nightmare. Because right now it's at a distance. The Most High is now beginning to focus in. These things are getting closer and closer to where Jake is situated at. Right, and that couples in with the scripture where it says, and it shall be the time of Jacob's trouble. Right. Okay, and it says that shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginnings of sorrow. So the Most High is just getting ready to start. He's just getting ready, to show you just how wrathful he is. And I must give a shout out to the brother that sent me this information throughout the day. Alright, it says the death toll in Nepal alone rose from 5,000 on Tuesday according to the country's emergency, alright, to 10,000 people. It says 10,000 people have been injured. Alright, so apologies. Oh no, I say yeah. So it says Nepal says earthquake death toll could reach 10,000. So it's gonna reach 10,000. So apologies. 5,000 people dead, and it could reach 10,000 people. But ultimately, like I said, because of the breakdown of the infrastructure, it's gonna be a hell of a lot more than that. All right. Getting back onto the next article, man. Look at the government out there in Baltimore, pretty much setting it up to where riots are being played out. Alright, now I ain't instigating no full-on martial law or anything like that, as far as I understand. But having just said that, it says Larry Hogan signed an executive order, right? Executive orders that's all martial law, man. Declaring a state of emergency and activating the National Guard after police officers were injured in fire. So they sent out the military out there. And where you gonna find that, man? You're gonna find that in the scriptures, in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. Alright. It says here, the 17th, in the 15th verse, a man, 17th rather, more man shall desire to go into a city, shall not be able to. So they kind of in a state of emergency. They're in a state of emergency there. But as far as I know, there ain't no curfews or anything like that. They're just trying to control the peoples, right? But pretty much they're going to they're letting you know we're out here, man. All right. Now let me finish up this precept because there's a point I want to get here. All right. It's where it talks about there shall be sedition. It's just civil unrest, man. That's what you're seeing. You're seeing civil unrest. All right. And this is the 16th verse. It says, "For they shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. The cause of their action shall stand in their power." Meaning, dudes was gonna do whatever the hell they want to do, man. And the way this whole thing went down, man. All right. It seemed like Esau set up certain, niggas. All right. Paid them off. All right. And they just started doing shit, and then some regular niggas thought it would be fun to join in, because that's how Esau gets down sometimes, man. We have agent provocateurs within communities and so on and so forth, and I have it to where they instigate something, and then regular day-to-day Jake follow, man. Like I said, nice, quick, easy one. All right. I hope that was edifying for you brothers out there. That must say double honors to the apostles of GMS. Honest to you brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.